I have the pleasure of introducing right now a young woman that I have known since practically the day she arrived in Heidi Keller's lab. And I've watched her grow and mature and become a very fine young scientist. So I'm delighted to introduce Hilla Otto. She is a postdoctoral fellow in the Martin Buber Society. She got her PhD in 2009 and in Osnabrück at the university there, and she has been a research associate. I'm just going to say NIFLA this time. You've heard the long title. But she has also just begun teaching here, and will spend 3 years, I assume. 4 years. 4 years. And the other person that will be presenting with her is Professor Eli Schwartz. He is an Israeli physician known for his expertise in tropical disease and travel medicine. These are the people we all love when we're doing our cross-cultural research. He's a founding member of the International Society of Travel Medicine, the chair of Professional Education Committee. He's currently president of the Asian Pacific Travel Health Society. I could go on, but I will be taking their time away from their talk. I'm so happy to introduce them.
Thank you very much. I am very pleased to be here today and to introduce one of NEVET's international projects. And I'm sure Eli is also very happy that we can talk to you about this project today. It's a very challenging project, but it is located in a very beautiful and fascinating country, that's Cameroon. And as you can see in that title, it's called Bangabati, which means, it's a Cameroonian name for a common initiative group there that means something like Together We Are One. You heard that already today. This group was established and initiated by researchers, also from NEVET researchers, but also from local Cameroonian people, with the intention or with the goal to construct a health center in a very remote area. And we, that is NEVET, we support this project, but we also hope to use this health center as a basis for reciprocal capacity building in order to provide training and research in Cameroon for international students that go to Cameroon, but also for Cameroonians that live there and get expertise through our help. So we are two speakers, Eli and me, and I would like to have the pleasure to take you on a journey now. A very brief journey, but a very nice one, to Cameroon. And if you go to Cameroon, you travel to West Africa. It's a West African country. And once you arrive there, you arrive either in Yaoundé or in Douala, one of the main cities in the south. And then, in order to travel to this place where we work, you have to go on a trip. If you're lucky, it's a one-day trip. Maybe it takes you 2 days to go to the capital of the Nzo people. The Bantu people are the people we work with, and they are located in the northwest province. Their capital is Kumbu. And this is how it looks like if you're on your way to Kumbu. You see, this is during the dry season, it's very dusty. During rainy season, it's very muddy. Usually you stop in the last big city, that is Bamenda, and you can see how Bamenda looks like. It's one of the large cities in this province. And eventually you will arrive in Kumbu, which is the capital of the Nzo people. So this is the first view you have in this beautiful town there. The houses look very simple, are constructed very simple. You have this roof, iron roofs, and very, very small buildings. People sell what they grow on the market, so they live from subsistence-based farming. And you can see also children are supposed to help there. People prepare food outside in the courtyards. They sell the food there, so this is where we usually go out and eat in the evenings. And we also visit the villages in the area around Kumbu. They are usually in very remote areas, simple brick buildings. And when you are traveling there, you face a lot of challenges. So it doesn't look very dangerous here, but this road was very muddy and you really have to push this car very often. Here it looks a little bit more dangerous, and also those kind of surprises can happen. Um, yeah. But when you travel there, you find that this community there, they have a large variety of traditions and beliefs. So for example, there is a large Muslim community living there, like 25 or 30% of the population are Muslims. But you also have like 30% of the people that are Christians. So this is the cathedral in Kumbu. And a lot of people still follow traditional beliefs. So this here is a chuchu, a so-called ghost. Those ghosts are not people, they're ghosts. They come from the palace for very special occasions. So sometimes you're lucky and you meet like the nice ones, that they are very friendly, and sometimes you have to really run and hide, because otherwise they really kick you or throw you in the mud, so you have to be really aware what you're doing when they're coming. This is one that you don't want to encounter. This is one that begs for money. And you can also observe many traditional beliefs, traditional practices. For example, when people are buried or when people get married. They have lots of local groups that perform, like local dance groups. And this whole society is organized very hierarchically. So on top of this society, of Benzo society, is a king. He's called the Fon King, or Fon Binglo II. You can see him here. And usually when we go to Cameroon, we are required to meet him and send our regards to him. And probably now you wonder, why did we start working in Cameroon at all? How did that happen? And it's a quite easy answer. One of Heidi's students, PhD students, that came to the lab, Heidi's lab, a long time ago is Relise Jofsti, and she herself is a Cameroonian Zo. Her father is one of the local Shufais there. You can see him here with his youngest daughter. He's also married to several wives. And he helped us, that is the German research group around Heidi, to start our research there. And usually we also visit him. He's very happy to meet us all the time. You can see here already that sometimes we have visitors from other countries at present as well. This is Dorit and Ronnie, Heidi, and the others are from the German lab. And what Heidi eventually decided was that Cameroon is really a very fascinating country in order to study child development in a non-Western culture. So what she did, she got money in order to be able to build the first sub-Saharan lab for research on child development there. And that was also quite a challenge to get all the material there, to establish the lab. We have high-tech equipment there. And, well, eventually, Bettina and Heidi, you can see them standing in front of this lab. We really started our work there. We have a local team that supports us. You've seen this picture before. This is our main assistant, Patience, with her little daughter, and this daughter was named after me. I'm very proud. That's her family. Her husband is also very important for us, but everybody else is also somehow involved in helping us doing this research. So in 2009, we had a conference in Cameroon, and we had again some guests. Dorit was with us, and Ronnie, who enjoyed a motorbike tour at that day, I remember. And we went to see the Fon again, and he received us, and he said, "You're working here so often, you're here so often, you're doing so much, could you please also help us and help us to construct a health center in this area where there is no medical provision at all?" So, sure, what can you say? I said, yeah, sure, we help. He had a second task for us, which I don't talk about now. That was a statue that was taken away in 1900 from a German colonialist, right? Who was on his way to the Chad, and he stopped there and just took the statue, the most important statue that the Zoo people have, and took it with him to Germany. Right now it's in Berlin in a museum where they keep it locked in the cellar, so nobody can actually even see it, but it would be very important for them to get it back. It's a highly political issue, so we are pursuing this task as well. It's for another talk probably. But what happened is we started to work on the health center project. In Cameroon, people founded Bongabati. This is this common initiative group in order to facilitate help from Germany, get local people drawn into the project. They also started drawing plans, how this health center should look like, you see. In Germany, we started to collect money, and we were quite successful. I think we got 12,000 euros the first time we started a collection there. And in Israel, something else happened. Dorit is a very great networker, and what she managed to do was she got Eli Schwartz for us. Because we found out, well, it's nice to build a health center, but we don't know anything about health centers. Right. And so we are very glad that Dorit had this idea to ask Eli, and we are very happy that he joined us and went with us to Cameroon, where he was also practically involved, you see, but he was also like a very big advisor for how we are proceeding with this project. And Eli, if you're ready, right, it's your turn, because he can give you all the details about the health center